Guys, so I've decided until we learn how to do video conferencing on a decent site, I'm going to do a couple of little videos for you so that we can keep in touch. So, before you go any further, you need your books with you, so maybe you need to pause. You need these two books with you. Okay, press pause, go and get them, get pens, paper, your notebook with your writing section in it, and hopefully by now you've managed to get all of your writings that we've ever done together in your dossier somewhere. So, first thing I want you to do is go to page 30 and 31 of your new book. Have a look. Question 1 is the question that you have to do, which is essays, which, as you may remember, is why I was telling you we have to write lots of essays all the time and you were getting fed up with them. And then on page 31 is the page where you choose one of 3. So what I want you to do is take a break now, press pause, and have a look at page 31 and think about which question you would choose if it was a real exam. Stop. Think, and now we're back. Okay, guys, so question 1 is the essay. We've done lots of essays, so hopefully you're okay with essays. Let's just have a little look at this particular essay. Okay, you've got studying abroad rather than studying in your own country. You've got to use the notes which talk about learning about another country, culture, being away from friends and family, which is obviously negative, and your own idea. So your own idea has to be in support of which side you choose. What do I mean by that? If you say that studying abroad is a good idea, part 3, your own idea needs to be something positive. If you say that it's a bad idea, part 3 needs to be something negative. Okay, write it down, your main idea, whether it's negative or positive, and make sure, because that will help you make sure that you remember to use it, because if you don't, you're going to lose marks. Okay, so we've got an advantages, disadvantages kind of organisation without saying exactly the words advantages and disadvantages necessarily. Okay, how are we going to do this? We're going to have first paragraph, introduction. How many sentences? 3. I hear you shout. You know that. We need 3. We need something general about the importance of studying. We need something specific to the question, like saying some students choose to study abroad. Wow. Okay, and then you need your opinion. You must write your opinion here. Okay, because that's going to organise your writing for you. Now, if you said, in your opinion, that you don't like the idea of studying abroad, so let's say we're going to take it negative. I'm going to do an example of negative. Okay, doesn't mean you have to choose it. Hopefully you'll choose positive anyway. So let's get rid of this. Okay, so you've chosen negative and you've written in part 3 here, you've said something about the money. Okay, because it's expensive. Expensive money, something like that, so that you know where you are. Keep this in front of you, and in the exam you would keep the question in front of you at all times to make sure you're on topic, because we know ektos thematos xafnikos thematos. So, paragraph 1 we've just written, it's your 3 sentences. Paragraph 2 needs to be the paragraph which supports your opinion. We've said opinion. We've said that your opinion is going to be negative. So you're going to say, there are, topic sentence here, are a number of negative points related to studying abroad. Related to study abroad. Studying abroad. Okay. What could those points be? Well, we've been given one that you're going to be away from your friends and family. You must say that. Otherwise, the examiner will think you didn't understand the points in the topic. So, we don't want, however, to use exactly the same vocabulary. So, you might use the word relatives. And to add to that idea, you might include friends as well. That you're going to miss people, that you won't see them very regularly, that things could happen to them while you're away and you can't get back to see them easily. So that's your first idea. Your second idea is your own idea, which has to do with the expense of travelling abroad, so then of studying abroad. So then you've got fees, you've got very often tuition fees. Let's write that word down as well. Tuition fees in other countries. Okay, then you've got the cost of travel, because if you want to come home for holidays, you're going to have to pay airfare, good vocabulary, okay, or train fare, the word fare is the important one there, and expand your ideas with examples. Okay, then we go on to paragraph 3, which is actually the positive side of it. In paragraph 3, though, because you don't agree with that side, we don't want to say there are a number of positive points, which sounds like it's coming from you. You'll sound like you can't make your mind up. So we need there, it is, so you need your on the other hand. It is said, or it is believed, or it is often claimed, that there are many benefits to studying abroad. Okay, and then you go off with those benefits. The first benefit you mention is the one that you're given here, which is learning about another culture. You may want to talk about the possibility of learning another language. You may want to talk about, related to culture and all of that, the nature of people and their customs, and the fact that you're going to be able to make friends in other countries with people of different nationalities, and you're going to end up broadening, or you're going to broaden horizons. You're not going to say broaden your horizons. I forgot to do your. Okay, you would say a student who studies abroad can broaden their horizons. Okay, then you've got your conclusion. We know that conclusions have to be a minimum of 2 sentences. Your 2 sentences would need to be something about, because of the content of what we've put, because we know there are no new ideas in an introduction, so you relate to the content, and we start with in summary or in conclusion or whatever expression you like and you want to use. There are 2 sides to this question, and then the next sentence is in my opinion, or personally. What are you going to do? Okay, that's question 1. Now, question 2, I hope none of you have chosen a story. Stories have a lot of problems. You have to have perfect tenses. You have to have lots and lots of short story techniques. You have to be quite talented at doing short stories. So given that we've got 2 fantastic choices, and don't forget, when we're in an exam, we don't choose what we like, we choose what we can do. Number 3 is amazing. It's a personal letter. And number 4, is a review about gadgets. You might not like reviews, but they are an amazing opportunity to show a huge variety of vocabulary, but they're written in the simple present, so it's very, very easy to get your grammar right. So let's have a look at question 3. You can use, for question 3, your old book in Unit 6. 15 and 21. These are all of the units that deal with informal letters or informal emails. Emails and letters are exactly the same thing. Okay, be careful not to use too much slang. You have to show that you're with it, that you're talking to your friend. Now you can use you, but not too much slang, not unsuitable words. Okay, but now you can, for example, use you and your, and you can use the word kids if you want. Okay, so we're coming to your friend from, let's say, England is coming to Greece. Okay, so what places in your country would you recommend we visit and why? Paragraph 1 and 2. And what's the best way to travel around? So it's organised for you, this particular one. So you've got your introduction. Hi, great to hear you, kind of hear from you, great expressions. I'm really excited that you're coming to Greece. Those kinds of things, that you're coming to Greece. You're going to have a fantastic time. The weather is amazing here in my country, and if you remember weather vocabulary, you can talk about sun, a sunny climate, you can talk about temperature if you want to. Okay, paragraph 2 needs to be the best places to visit. It doesn't have to be 100% true, but if you don't know the best places to visit in Greece, then shame on you. Obviously, we're going to go to the Acropolis. We call it the because it's monadico. The Acropolis. It's in the centre of Athens. Then you can talk about the cafes which are underneath it, which have views and all of that kind of thing. You can talk about the historical interest, archaeological finds, and this is where you start. Archaeological. This is where you start referring your letter to your friend, telling him or her that your mum or your sister or your dad or somebody is going to like this. You remember this kind of letter. We've done this kind of thing before. Okay, then maybe for the younger people, let's go to a theme park, which is called Alou Fun Park. And talk about the rides, not the toys, not the games. We go on a ride, go on a ride at a theme park. Okay, talk a little bit about that and maybe mention an open air cinema. Okay, next paragraph tells you the best asks you the best way to get around. So, how do we get around in central Athens? Well, we've got the underground. You can call it, if you want to, you can call it the metro. Okay? You can use buses. You can also mention that there are tour buses, which are hop-on, hop-off buses, which means that they can stop and go and look at sites and then get back on the same bus. Some of you have even got personal experience of this. Okay, you might want to tell them, just for a bit of vocabulary, even if you don't agree, there are horses and carriages that you can go around and see the sights as well. You could mention with the buses that some of them are open top, if you want to get plenty of vocabulary, and then you can say something like, if the worst comes to the worst and you're in a hurry to get somewhere or you don't know where you're going, if the worst comes to the worst, now I'm going to know whether you've watched this or not. If the worst comes to the worst, in fact, make sure you put this in and then I'll know that you've watched it. If the worst comes to the worst, you can also always take a taxi, and you can say that Greek taxis are reasonably priced. Doesn't necessarily need to be true. And you can say the drivers speak English. tell your friend in your final paragraph again that you're really looking forward to his or her visit. So let's go back. Okay, so paragraph 4, looking forward to the visit. I am looking forward to in ing, looking forward to your visit. Visit or your family visiting, blah, 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 love and your name. Okay, that's number 2. Number 4. For number 4, again, go back to the old book. You need to go to Unit 4, Unit 5, Unit 8 and Unit 22 where you have information about reviews. Basically, reviews are written in the simple present, which makes them grammatically very, very easy. Obviously, if you're going for easy grammar, you need to make sure that you've got fantastic vocabulary. Okay, so you're talking here about a gadget. I've learned so much about gadgets over the last 3 days, you wouldn't believe. I'm not a big gadget person, but a gadget is a telephone. Okay, so if it was going to be me, the only gadget I've actually got is a telephone. Okay, so information about the design of the gadget, how well it performs, good value for money, and would I recommend it? So, I'm going to say, I think mine's called Samsung, no idea, Samsung something it's called. So this is my title for review. We need a title, so it's called the Samsung Galaxy whatever. Okay, so you need 4 paragraphs. Okay, as usual, and your first paragraph is going to be your introduction, talking about just the very, very, very basics. So you need here the spec. Haha, what a word. The spec means, what is it? What does it have? How much memory does it have? How many pixels do the photographs take? And those kinds of things. Paragraph 2, we're going to go into a little bit more detail, referring, the question is going to be open in front of you, back to the question. We're going to go for design and function. Okay, so if I'm going for design, I'm going to say it's very slim. I'm going to say that it's not easily broken. Borders, I've no idea. I'm going to say that the side buttons for volume control and that kind of thing are well placed. Or I might say they're badly placed. Might not like them. Okay, you don't have to like this thing. Okay, then I'm going to go on to a little bit of the function. So I'm going to talk maybe about speed, battery life. I might talk about the menu, how user-friendly my menu is. Okay, then I need to go on to a little bit of value for money. All of those things can actually be separated out and you can end up with something with 5 paragraphs. You can even write subheadings. If you remember, we've done reviews before. You can write subheadings and you can have one for each aspect, which sometimes makes the topic sentence easier. So I'm going to go on for value for money. So I'm going to talk about call cost, which obviously is not related to the device, but it doesn't matter. Call cost and those kinds of things, the packages that you can get related to that. I'm going to talk about how long the last one lasted. So I'm going to say my last one lasted nearly 3 years, so I imagine this one will last even more. Who knows? Okay, and then I'm going to finish in paragraph 4 or maybe paragraph 5 with my recommendation, telling my friend to go out and buy it. So, I'm going to finish there because this is getting long and I'm a bit pressed as to know how easy this is going to be to upload. As you can see, question 3 is much easier than all of them. Okay, question 3 would have been the best choice if that's the choice that you made. Question 4 is lovely. You need specific details. Obviously, you need to know something about a device and the language that you need to use. So, good luck with that. Make sure if you write the letter, you use the expression if the worst comes to the worst, and then I'm going to know that you've actually watched this video that I'm finding really embarrassing to make. Bye for now, beauties.